Hey everyone, welcome to my medieval corner. I'm starting to adopt a more free flow style. Instead of gathering topics and fitting them to an episode, I'm just going to deliver topics as they come. Now that that's out of the way, this episode is going to cover a few things, like shield work, using your elbows and knees. I'm also going to tell you why I don't do movie or game reviews. And I'm going to cover how fast things can change in this sport. I'll explain when I get there. But be ready for the end, because we're going to have a horn chug. Let's get to work. I'm sure by now you're sick of hearing me talk about shields. But today we're going to discuss their use and applications. Depending on what shield style you use, you'll have a plethora of abilities. I'm very partial to bucklers and punch shields, so we won't be covering heaters or kite shields. But you can use some of these tips for all shields. First of all, blocking. Blocking with a shield should be proactive, not reactive. Use the edge and flat of your defense to punch out and catch the weapon rather than brace for impact. This works great in duels and melee. Think of this like a baseball strike zone. They attack your head, block the upper quadrant. They go for your legs, lower quadrant. Not only that, once you make contact with their hilt, you'll be able to follow their every move. You can get so good with this that you become annoying because you're shutting down their every attack while simultaneously delivering blows and racking up points. Try this out on your Pell, and with anything, practice makes perfect. Second, punching with your shield. My favorite thing to do is to shove the shield right up in their face. It'll force their helmet in and make it hard for them to breathe. Take advantage of this tactic and wear them out. You can also jab out with your defense. It's a great way to keep them at your range. It can be a form of distraction. Keep their attention on your shield and then blast them with your sword. Or have your buddy come over and start whacking them with an axe. You want to aim for the helmet or the chest. If you hit them hard enough, you can make them stagger. Hit them again to really seal in the imbalance. From there, you can attack with your weapon or go in for the check and take them out of the fight. This is a topic I see a lot of on YouTube. Educated fighters reviewing games and movies, picking apart the moves or the armor and weapons. I enjoy these videos because I learn quite a bit when they cite historical references and the how and why. Now, the reason I choose to not do reviews is because personally, I believe that movies, games are strictly for entertainment and need not be analyzed. If you're truly interested in the real historical facts behind a program, you'll do your own research. For me, it was the show Vikings. After I watched it, I started listening to audiobooks on what we know of the life of Ragnar. I learned that the truth, as far as we know, was much more interesting than the fiction. Now, fighting in movies are usually choreographed to be pretty for the camera and safe for the actors. This isn't just with swords and shields. I recently took an advanced firearms class, and my trainer had worked on movies and was explaining to us what is true in real life and what works on camera. The differences were stark. In games, entertainment is bumped up to 11, and they usually hold no historical accuracy, nor should they. In my opinion, if you're looking for accuracy, watch a documentary done by experts in the field. Read a manuscript translated from the period. I don't watch movies or play games hoping to find accuracy. They are solely for my entertainment and relaxation. I have mixed feelings on this topic sometimes because, for one, thanks for pointing out facts from fiction. And two, why would you be looking for accuracy in this anyways? But I digress. Unless specifically asked, I won't be doing reviews because this channel is geared towards learning medieval combat, not nitpicking someone else's creative work. When it comes to clinching, whether it be in Muay Thai or in armor, I'm a big fan of getting down and dirty. So when you're tied up, use your hips and start driving your fists, then your elbows into their helmet. This can be done off a guard. You punch them in the helmet and then throw that elbow to follow through. You really only want to do this when you're with an opponent of equal size. But if you get a big guy pressing you into the corner, start lighting him up. It'll break the hold. And in turn, if you're lashing out wildly, it can make it harder for anyone to hold you down. Now, if you're holding someone else in the corner and they're bent over, preventing the takedown, start hitting them with knees. Make them regret even getting in the corner with you. Because in this instance, you can knee them in the helmet, hit their legs with your weapon, and then press and bash them with your shield. You have to remember that you have more than just your weapons to work with. Each part of your body is a tool in the sport. My journey in medieval combat has been amazing over the last year. With this expansion, I've come to understand that I need to add to some things I've said in my previous videos, and I even need to take a couple things back. For one, some things to add. My whole bit about never wanting to be a squire. This really depends on the system of fighting you're in. Not all squiring programs are as egregious as in the SCA. Currently, I'm in a squire program for the SLC Crusaders, and it's more of a knowledge check than a whole mentoring program. And for two, something to take back. While I still have mad love for the SCA, I believe it's time to hang up my sticks. I said in my last episode that I was going to do double duty, and after some serious thought and a couple practices, I've decided against it. And possibly to drop the SCA for good. There's a couple reasons for this. I really don't want my fighting to suffer. I believe it would be better for me to take what I've learned and apply it to Bowhurt instead of playing both games. Now, the SCA has implemented a steel fighting system. It was approved by their board, but it is a far, far stretch from what we do in steel combat. The other major point for my retiring is their social politics, and the pools are very shallow. They recently had a crown tournament in person, and it was the same 3 guys at the top. And after watching it, I just wanted to comment, that was cool, now do it with steel. Not only that, but the couple practices I went to, after it was known I was doing steel combat, it seemed like a mixture of, oh, he's too good for us, and, you can't shield punch here, right? I think they were just mad that I was using their practice for good armor workout. And yes, because I can't shield punch, or grapple, or kick you in the gut, I'm no longer going to be playing your game. It's amazing how much can change just within a couple months. This episode was long overdue, and it's been sitting on my desk for a while. A lot of the info is way outdated, but I felt that it needed to be made. Thanks for watching. Let's have a drink. Today's horn chug is pub beer. Stay tuned, because I promise I won't go another 6 months between episodes. This is a journey in medieval combat that we can all share.